Hey everybody, and welcome back to A Path to Contemplation. My name is Andrea Williamson, and today we begin our third and final section in this video series in Getting to Know the Self. In this section, you can expect to work on a variety of exercises that will help you reflect on you and your life experience thus far, in ways that will help you begin calling into focus different areas of your life. As always, I will provide resources for you throughout the video, and of course at the end, so you can have the tools you need to help you move deeper into this work. Today I want to help you reflect on the people, the places, the symbols, words, and phrases that have had significant impact on you, whether it be positive or negative. You will be able to make that distinction in this exercise, but I want to invite you to begin calling forth those memories. Don't worry, I'll be walking with you throughout this exercise. Ultimately, this exercise and others will lead us to working together to help you remember who you are and to honor that, to build your own self-care and soul care routines, and to start to identify those needs, those wants, those passions and purposes for your being here. And in doing so, you can begin to create what it could look like for you to build your own community of support, ways that can help you live your life in a deeper and more authentic and even more healthy understanding of who you are. So let's get started with our first exercise. You're going to need some paper and a pencil, a colorful pen, and maybe even a highlighter. But I'll go ahead and post an example of how you can begin to structure your paper. So go ahead and draw this figure and these categories on your sheet of paper. I'll give you some time to do that, and you may choose to use line paper. I like to write on blank paper because it reminds me of a blank canvas. Now, because we'll be looking at different areas of your life from the standpoint of your age, it may be easier for you to create multiple versions of these figures based on the stage of your life that you're focusing on. Now, you may choose to mark that differently, but for our purposes today, I'd like us to use the stages of school. So here they are. You may choose to start in the present or as far back in the past as you can remember. But again, for our purposes today, I want to help you stretch in your memory as far back as elementary school. So begin to think of everything that happened there and other parts of your life during that time. I'm going to ask you some questions now. For the first category, bring to your memory and make a list of those people who have impacted your life, influenced you, been a mentor for you, and helped guide you in growing who you are and helping you discover your gifts. This could also be a list of people you admire because of different characteristics you've noticed that make them who they are. As you can see, there are many different ways to look at these categories. So if your list gets too long, feel free to make a single sheet or even a half a sheet a category. Next category. Call forth in your mind the places that have had the greatest, most positive, and even healthy impacts on you as a person. And again, in your discovering and developing your gifts. Make a list of those places. And feel free to make a note of anything that comes to mind in the categories that you see fit. Now make a list of any images, symbols, or objects that held significant meaning to you. Again, this could be through art, different forms of nature, animals, anything that you consider to be a symbol. And finally, what words or phrases do you remember that informed the way you believe? What you believe? That guided certain behaviors, things that you still hold on to? Which ones were inspiring and or motivational to you? Write those things down. Now I want to talk to you for a second. Many times in your experience, you may find that there were and still are people, places, and things that you've received and experienced a more positive impact. Other times you'll find that at the same time, you also experience the same or different people, places, and things that have had a negative and even sometimes more wounding impact on you. For the final part of this exercise, I want to help you begin making some of those distinctions. So I want you to reflect on these categories again in your elementary school age, and in another color pen or highlighter, I'd like you to make a note in each of these categories of those persons, places, symbols, words, and phrases that did not have a positive or healthy impact on you. These memories may even be attached to some unhealed wounds. Now I know this is getting a little bit heavier, but right now we're just jogging your memory and making note of that. So you don't have to go too in-depth in reflecting on specifics here unless you choose to do that. Or until you have the support you feel you need to go to some of those deeper places. So I'll give you a moment to do that right now. As you're doing this reflection exercise, I want to encourage you to take this information and these resources and really pay attention to see if this structure works for you. If it doesn't, begin to create a way that is more natural to you. Then revisit these elements again. This exercise and others are in many ways a beginning in understanding some of who you are and the things that you've experienced. Remember, this process is designed and intended to liberate your spirit and even your personhood. So trust yourself as you move deeper into this work. You guys, this is a really big exercise. One that I think you can spend a great amount of time revisiting on your own. This is where we're going to close today. Next week, I want to continue our conversation in a different way and begin looking at more areas that focus on your callings, your vocation, and even some of your tendencies. So thank you for always allowing me to walk alongside you in this. And until we meet again, keep seeking, keep pressing forward, and I will see you next week. Take care.